Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dexter, and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for your daily Bitcoin, Chainlink, and hey, if time permits, even Ethereum analysis video. Bitcoin making that leg to the downside, hitting our targets of 8,500 to 8,700. But now everybody wants to know, is Bitcoin going to bounce or is Bitcoin going to drop further? We'll be talking about that in today's video. So let's get started. Yo, we have Bitcoin on the daily. And so I woke up this morning, right? A lot of PMs from a lot of people, and everybody's asking me, Sean, are you going long? Sean, are you long? Sean, are you long? And I'm a bit disappointed. Are you guys even watching my videos? For the longest time, pun not intended, we've been talking about how we are patiently waiting throughout this entire period here, right? Ever since we got out of our trade after taking profits at 10,350-ish, and then again somewhere around here after we lost the daily uptrend, got out of the trade, we said we are going to be waiting very patiently for the scenario when Bitcoin comes down to 8,500, 8,700, right? Now, did we know Bitcoin was going to come down here for sure? No, we didn't. We said Bitcoin could very well get picked up somewhere in the middle around here, okay? If that happens, we are happy to buy back higher. But we were holding off. We were holding off over here at the Mango community for this move over here to 8,500, right? And there was a lot of confluence on these levels over here as to why I would be trying a trade. So, to answer your question, Sean, are you long? Yes, I did go long, and I have a lot to talk about that, say on that as well, and I don't want to go off on a rant, but let me just talk to you guys about how I basically put on this trade. Essentially, last night when this happened, I didn't go long immediately because it did happen later on in the night, and I was a bit tired. And as you guys know, for those of you who have been following me ever since like this entire run, okay, and when I made that new rule for myself on this massive move to the downside, right, I made a rule over here for myself saying that, hey Sean, you're never going to be putting on a trade if you're tired again. A little backstory as to what happened over here. We had this leg down over here, and I bought this dip that it was late in the night. I'd woken up around 3 a.m. or something just to use the washroom, saw this, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna buy this. And I actually had the freaking bounce I was looking for. I took profits, but after that I reassessed the situation. I'm like, man, that could have gone horribly wrong, because I already had such a massive position moving into this, like getting into this already, that if this for whatever reason kept going down after, I could have got hurt. And if I was not tired, I don't think I would have put on that position. Now it ended well, okay. I got profits out of really good profits out of the trade, but that's even scarier, because when you are rewarded for good habits, for bad habits, and that was a bad habit. That was a bad move, okay, not a habit, but it was a mistake in my opinion that turned out well. When you reward for that kind of shit, it could lead to bad habits. That's when it turns into a bad habit, and then you get your account liquidated. And if you're someone who's doing this for a living and you need those consistent profits rolling in, and you're not looking for gambling trades, you cannot be doing something like that. So on that note, when this opportunity showed up yesterday, I had the trade outlined and everything. We've been talking about this move for a very long time, but I still did not put on the trade. I stuck to my rules, and I told myself, Sean, if this bounces from here, it's gonna suck, but stick to your rules. What I did do though was I bought spot, okay? I bought spot BTC right over here. And why was I willing to buy spot? Because with spot, you're not margin trading, you do not have you're not putting on a huge leverage position that could go horribly wrong, and you allow for a lot more leeway, right? You're buying spot BTC, and my rules for spot, my trading strategy for spot is a lot different. I allow, like I said, for a lot more leeway, and unless Bitcoin takes out this wick over here around 6,406, I am completely fine if that trade goes against me. It could come all the way down over here. I don't care. My spot buys are for like months down the line, years down the line, if it has to take that long, right? So I did buy spot immediately yesterday. I bought at 8,800, 8,700. I was just averaging in because I was so tired. I didn't want to like care too much. I put bids on the order book, bought some off the order book too, just market bought. Just Was very happy to do so. And this morning when I woke up, I quickly checked my phone to be like, I hope Bitcoin is still sitting around those levels. And hey, what do you know? Bitcoin was actually lower. So I was actually rewarded for following my patience. So yes, I am long. I went long this morning, and I've been averaging a position following the same new rule set that we did all the way for over here, right? 8,000, when Bitcoin came down 8,200, same weekly levels, guys. Literally, this is the same trade, okay? It took a few days to pan out last time around too. I'm looking forward to take a few days to pan out this time too. And to answer Hans, am I pronouncing your name? To answer your question, or to answer your concern, regarding you expecting a stronger bounce, guys, this is a weekly level that I'm buying. This is the weekly level that we've been eyeing. So it could take a few days of grinding out before that weekly level plays out, right? And we'll be talking about that too. But again, guys, it's the same play. Let's go ahead and turn on the mango ribbon on the daily first. Let's see what's going on over here. And you can see we have the daily 200 moving average, this brown line over here, as well as the Kijun coming in right at where price is basing itself off of right now. But we aren't playing the daily, right? We are just using the daily to add more confidence to our trade that is actually being played on off the weekly time frame. And guys, how similar is this to what we played over here? Same thing, right? Same thing. Over here we had the daily 21 EMA, the daily Tenkin, giving us that confidence to play our weekly levels. And what do we have over here on the weekly back then? The same levels that we are playing off right now. We had the weekly 21, the weekly Kijun, the weekly Tenkin all coming in right over there, and we closed the week right above all of it. And what are we doing right now? The weekly 21, the weekly Kijun, and the weekly Tenkin. In fact, this time around we also have the weekly 10 SMA as well as the 21 10 SMA cross coming in right there, right? So how similar is that? We have on the daily the first test of the 200 moving average, as well as the first test of the Kijun ever since the breakout, right? You guys know how much importance I put on the first test of the Kijun after one of Bitcoin's major breakouts. It was the same play that we took right over here. You guys remember this one? Everybody was wondering, how the hell did I have that confidence to take that play, right? Number one, we were waiting for something very similar like this on the last big BTC run. We were waiting. When this came, everybody was panicking. This was actually a very crazy move, man. I remember Bitcoin bouncing like $1,000 during, within seconds during this. Like, it was ridiculous. But anyways, very similar, right? You can literally have a playbook, guys, have a system and play the same trades over and over again, and you will be making money in this market. Now again, none of this is financial advice. I'm just telling you guys how I'm playing the market. I keep it simple, I keep it stress-free, and I don't add too many complications to my trades. All right, now, do I look at other things? Yes, I look at other things. I use it to add confidence to my trades, but not to add complications to my trades. There's a big difference there, guys. And when you start looking at things like funding rate to not take a trade over here, even though everything else is saying to take the trade, that's when you are adding complications to your trading system, and you're just following a bandwagoning narrative. It is so similar to the entire CME gap fill narrative that took place all of last year. Now the new hype is funding, man. Sean, how could you go long here? This morning I got like 4 people saying, Sean, are you gonna go long, man? Funding is still bad. Are you gonna go long? Who the hell cares? We've been waiting for these weekly levels, this high probability trade setup to come to us for so long. You think I'm going to look at funding and be like, no, I don't want to pay any funding at all. No. I'll wait for the shorts to pay me, and that's when I am going to long. Man, we are looking at freaking 40% moves, 30% wins over here, and we are going to look at funding? Really? It's actually very now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't look at funding at all. It does tell you, it does give you information, right? It also does allow you to add conviction to your trade if the funding is actually in your favor along with your trade setup. But let me tell you something, guys. A lot of people are telling me, Sean, man, funding, it's shit, man. How can you freaking be long over here? We went up another $1,000, even though funding was garbage over here, right? I'm pretty sure funding was freaking garbage somewhere around here too, man. Like, who the hell cares? You're going to miss out on massive moves, and you're like, we went up another $1,000, all right? Okay, here's the thing. I think I know this actually. I know this for a fact. Most people who are hyping on funding today didn't even know what funding meant or how it was calculated or its real purpose a few months ago. But now they think they found this new secret to trading, this new edge to trading. Again, if you have it actually included in your system and you have a set of rules that you're following, by all means. But this new bandwagoning hype needs to be, I don't say tempered down or anything, but you guys need to consider what you are doing, okay? Understand this: if longs are paying shorts, the market is generally bullish, right? If you are waiting only for shorts to play longs before you actually go long, aren't you in a way just waiting to be a counter trader? Aren't you in a way being a contrarian? If you are actually trading that way, yeah, by all means, go for it. You're waiting to always counter trade the market. You're waiting to always counter trade sentiment, by all means. But it doesn't even work out that way. It's not been working out that way. What are you actually playing? What is the meaning behind what you are doing? Are you just looking at the chart and looking at the edge and you actually calculated all of it? By all means, go ahead and do it. But just looking at anyways, I'm not going to rant on this. It's very similar to the CME gap thing where people don't really understand what is going on, okay? They don't understand what's going on, and how often now, in this most recently, CMEs have been pushing further past the gap, liquidating everybody who's getting overzealous on trying to sell the gap or buy the gap at the exact gap, and then the prices goes on further higher, right? And they're like, oh man, what the hell? That wasn't supposed to happen. Why wasn't okay? I'm not gonna go on over here. So what were we talking about? We were talking about so essentially I have started building a long position over here. This is what I'm doing. I'm literally doing the same thing I did over here, where I have divided my positions into 3, but this time I'm going to go a little bit more aggressive. I'm going to have a bigger position than I did even over here, even though this was a big position, because this is actually lining up with, there's a few things. I've built up my account size. This is lining up with monthly levels, and I have a lot more conviction on this trade too. And if it goes wrong, I have safety measures that allow me to position myself in the other direction. Okay. Should I talk? Okay. Now, I usually don't talk about this because I don't want to add complications to you guys who are just learning, but this is more so for those of you who are on the seed program. Since we've been having this discussion on the seed chat recently, we've been talking about options trading and how to use it to your advantage to protect you, and hey, perhaps even position yourself, right? So what did I do over here? When we went up to 10,350, I essentially bought the 9,750 strike puts, okay? What that allowed me to do was sleep well essentially, in case Bitcoin has one of these. That's one of the major reasons you buy options, right? Otherwise you don't want to be a buyer of options, in my opinion, guys. I know some of you who do play options buy options, but I buy options more so to protect myself, more of an insurance. You can look at it. Otherwise you want to be a seller. For the most of the time you want to be a seller. Going back to what I was saying, you buy options in Bitcoin to protect yourself against something like this happening while you're asleep. You wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, oops, Bitcoin was 10,300 when I went to sleep, and it's currently sitting at freaking 8,200, right? You don't want to wake up to a $2,000 move and completely have yourself wrecked. So what those puts allowed me to do is protect myself, okay, against something like that. And also, if it is a drastic move like that, I'm actually positioned well enough to take advantage of that, and that's the power of options. And now it panned out very well in my favor over here, and that was just by pure I don't want to say fluke or luck. It just turned out that Bitcoin had its. So what I did was I bought the 28 Feb expirations, and I did not expect 9,750 puts 28 Feb. I did not expect Bitcoin to do this before 28 Feb at all. All I was trying to do was protect myself in case Bitcoin had a major move up until that time, because I was saying, hey, you know what, either Bitcoin has continuation to the top between now and then, or I need to protect myself, right? So I actually gotten out of my positions, but I left my puts open because Bitcoin is beginning to look bearish, and I'd already paid the premium on those puts. Again, I'm going off on a tangent, guys. I don't want to talk about I don't want to get into too much detail and confuse you guys. Just fast forward a little bit if you guys don't understand what I'm about to say. But for those of you who are on the seed, what I essentially did was we talked about this, right? We positioned that we were able to take advantage of this move to the downside because we were already positioned for it, right? The 9,750 puts I bought them for like 120ish or something like that. I forget what, but when I sold them over here, the premium on you sell them for much larger profit at the time. So I started clearing them at around 9,000, was it 8,900ish? I'd clear them out before we went all the way down over here. So I essentially had sold my puts before capitalizing on the entire move, but that's fine, man. Look at the move we caught. Going back to what I was saying, I essentially have done the same thing now, and I'm basically buying the 8,250 strikes and the 8,000 strikes depending on where price is. So as price starts rallying further away from those strike prices, I am buying the puts. I'm now collecting the 8,250 strikes, right? Initially, I was buying the 8,000 strikes because the premium on those are a little bit cheaper. Well, I think the 8,000 strikes are going for around $100, and the 8,250 strikes are going for around 120, something like that. So now, as price rallies over here, I'll buy more of the 8,200. I'm just basically collecting while I'm awake. So yeah, we don't know what Bitcoin's going to do, right? So now, in case Bitcoin actually goes lower and actually dumps hardcore, I will be protected. Now, I haven't built my position yet, but okay, so let's go ahead and let's actually do some technical analysis and see what Bitcoin is doing. I was expecting a bounce over here. I was expecting a bounce around 8,900 actually, based on what the 1 hour was doing. Did it do it yet? No. So if Bitcoin takes over 8,800, if Bitcoin takes over 8,850-ish, I do think we're going to likely come and test. Let me zoom out a little bit. No, yeah, here 8,950-ish. So if we take about 8,850-ish, I'm expecting another $100 move. This is looking like a sort of 1 hour inverted head and shoulders, but again, you guys know I don't care too much about patterns. I'm not going to talk on that much. It does actually have the volume too. This may actually see a continuation all the way up to 9,050-ish. Test the Kijun perhaps, but once we do that, I think we see a rejection that does line up with. I think 8,950-ish is where we do see a rejection, and we come down further over here, and that's why I'm looking to get the rest of my position in. Let's go ahead and see what the oscillators are saying right over here. And okay, so 4 hours not putting in any bullish divergence. We do have 4 hour stochastics that have crossed to the upside. That does perhaps bode well for the bulls. Let's go ahead and look at the 1 hour. Is there bullish divergence over here? Stochastics moving aggressively to the upside. We do have bullish divergence between this point, and hey, yeah, so we do have bullish divergence over here, but I do think, has this already played out? No, I think there's more on this. Again, this lines up with a tick over 8,852, and let's turn on the mango ribbon. We are looking at this cluster over here. Yep, 8,950-ish. I do think that we test this 8,950 region over here on the 4 hour. The question though is, do we see a rejection or do we see continuation? Depending on how long this takes, guys, I would say that okay, if this happens right away, then I think we see a rejection right over here around 8,950-ish, 9,000 region. If this does take some time, I'll be looking at the 21 EMA and the 10 can come down somewhere around here, then the 4 hour to close a couple of candles over the 10 SMA and then test the 21 EMA. Okay, either way, I'm still looking for Bitcoin to spend some time over here, and that's me being a little bit biased because I don't have my full position yet. Okay, so I do want Bitcoin to kind of just spend some time over here going sideways. That'll be a lot more healthy too. I'll feel a lot more comfortable at least. Doesn't necessarily mean it's not healthy if Bitcoin bounces, but hey, keep in mind that we are playing the weekly levels over here, guys. This could take some time. We're sitting only on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday or Thursday today? No, it's Thursday. Shit, it's Thursday. So yeah, damn, the week is coming. It is Thursday, right? Yes, it's Thursday. So yeah, the week is coming to an end very soon. We have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days. And honestly, if Bitcoin even closes over here, it's going to look fine. The week is going to look fine. The month is also coming to a close, guys, and the month is also going to look fine. We've tested that Tenkin, this Tenkin test that we've been looking for right since the month started, right? If you guys do remember, if you guys have been following us over here at Mango, when we closed this month, when we closed Jan at around 9,268, we pulled up the monthly and said, guys, keep an eye on the Kijun. Okay, now we may live above the Kijun during the course of the month, but we have to close above the Kijun for that to be spectacular. I remember using the word spectacular, and hey, what do you know, even though for almost the entirety of the month we were living above it, for a good portion, right? we ended up closing underneath it and it ended up being a rejection actually, and testing that 10K just like we expected right over here. Right now, again, things have gone extremely well according to plan, and this is not how trading usually is, guys. I really don't want to give you guys the impression that, hey, you know what, we've been getting it right, we'll always get it right. No, that's not how trading is. We are going to get it wrong. Things have been going our way recently, and we're capitalizing on that momentum and building on our trades, but we are going to get it wrong, man. In fact, this might be the time I get it wrong, right? We may actually just go down over here and come down to the monthly levels right over here. It's not going to be a pretty picture, but we could get it wrong. We live in uncertain times, and the reason you make money in the markets is because of uncertainty on both sides. All right, so I don't want to give anybody, especially any new viewers, the impression that, hey, just because we've been getting it right now for a while does not mean we're going to keep getting it right. If you guys are here for calls to make money all the time by getting the right call, you guys are on the wrong channel. Over here at Mango, we learn to trade, and what we are really learning to do, guys, is risk manage. We use all of this to know when we are wrong and get out of our trades and then try for another one. All right, it's about getting out of those losses very quickly because we have something to play off. When you have something to play off, like, you know what, my thesis was wrong. That's why we at the seed program too, right? What is the foundation of what we do? Hypothesis based trading. In the second module alone, that's what we start with. We're going to be hypothesis based traders, and we have a hypothesis. Once we're invalidated, we're out of the trade, we start with a new hypothesis, right? And we had a hypothesis on this weekly, monthly levels for a while now. And now the question is, do we see a bounce over here, or do we actually just break down? Let's go ahead and turn on our horizontals. Actually, I've been very, very impressed with how Bitcoin has been literally trading right on this box over here, right? Using the top of the box as resistance. I was looking for Bitcoin to come down to the bottom of the box. That's one of the reasons I don't have all three fills. We pretty much came almost down there. I don't even remember. Here's the funny thing. I don't even remember how I got this box, guys. Do you guys remember? Was it the monthly level? Let's go ahead and turn on the horizontal. Okay, it can't be the monthly level because I don't have it showing on the monthly. It can't be the daily either. Let's turn on the Mango ribbon on the daily. No, it can't be the daily because the Kijun's are all the way over here. It's probably the weekly then, but okay, so the top is the 10 SMA. Yeah, so the top of the red box is the 10 SMA. The bottom of the red box is the 10K. So yeah, wow, Bitcoin is playing these weekly levels perfectly, as you can see right over there. And don't ignore this 1021 cross, guys. This is one of the plays again that we talk about a lot, right? You see the 1021 cross, you get the test onto it, and the question is, do you bounce over it or do you close underneath it? If you close underneath it, it's not going to be a good look. So close underneath the Kijun, guys, is I'm out of my trade. Okay, the weekly level has been lost, and the weekly box that I'm eyeing essentially has been. We have the 10K right underneath there, right? Yeah. So we need to close. This is not going to be easy. It's not gonna be easy at all. We have this entire zone that I'm playing. If we close underneath this box over here, that's when I'll be getting out of my trade, and I'll be happy to get out of my trade over there. I'll be like, okay, cool. This is likely going to come down lower, but hey, if it actually ends up being a fake out and the next week after that we close above, I'll be happy to get back into my trade, right? Very similar to what we did over here. Everybody was asking me, that not everybody, but a few people asked me, Sean, what if this is just a bear trap and you're getting out of your trade too early? If I'm bear trapped, I'm bear trapped, man. I'll just get back in later and get back in at a high level. But we followed our plan. We got out of our trade when we got the right signs. We don't try to pick tops. We did take profits at this top over here, and that was because we planned for that too. We talked about this, or we talked about this a lot. We talked about the mental turbulence I had over here too, where I almost did not stick to my plan and did not take profits, but we ended up taking profits at 10,344, and then we waited for the right signs. We got out of our trade. If it turned out to be a fake out, we just got back in. That's how you play it, guys. All right, that's how you play it. You don't try and predict you getting faked out, because what if I'd been cocky and I'd been stubborn? I'm like, nope, the Bulls got this, man. The Bulls got this. I would have been sitting through all of this, right? And instead of being patiently waiting for this opportunity, I would have been mentally trying to scramble around, trying to save myself from losses. I would have given away a lot of profits and turned those into losses. It would have been ugly. But now I had the peace of mind, had the calm of mind, waited patiently, did not front run anything. It was tempting to try a trade at 9,000-ish, 9,300 perhaps too. 9,300 was a level too, right? We talked about it. But we waited, we followed our system over here at Mango. Everyone who have been following us and was patient with us has benefited as well. We've been following the simple rules and trade management techniques from the seed program as well. Very, very simple stuff, guys. We don't overcomplicate anything. We keep it stress-free. We do it breezy. We do it the Mango way, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. A long rant today on Bitcoin. We've talked about the weekly, we've talked about the daily, we've talked about the 4 hour, we've talked about the 1 hour. So now let's go ahead and talk about Link, our beloved Link. Let's see how Link is doing, and boom, testing that key zone after losing the 21 EMA and bouncing right back up and seeing the 21 EMA as resistance, but not seeing that rejection this time around, right? So we saw that initial rejection and being picked up almost immediately. Link is so freaking strong, man. Like, I am surprised at the strength over here, right? So you could look at this as a retest of this structure that we broke down from. Do I have my horizontals? Right over there, this yellow line, right? We were looking at this yellow line. Essentially, you can look at this structure over here, right? This rounded top structure that we broke down from. You could look at this as a retest, but honestly, guys, if we close over here now, we close above this line, I am expecting a move back on over to the middle of the range, $4.40. We do have Tenkin and 10 SMA resistance over there, but I don't think that's going to... I think this Tenkin is going to shoot up, actually. I do think this Tenkin is going to shoot up to somewhere around here, and then perhaps at these levels here, we do see that rejection, okay? Take a screenshot of this, guys, and let me know if I was right. I'm going to forget. Please let me know if I was right. Perhaps somewhere around these levels is where the Tenkin is going to come in at, and we're going to see that... the range basically shift a little bit lower, the middle of the range shift a little bit to the lower side. Then if we clear this region over here at around $4.30, then I'll be looking for move all the way back to around these wicks over here, and perhaps in $5.10. Okay, that was our initial target, almost getting there. $4.88, not getting all the way to the top there, but hey, good enough for me. So that's Link USD looking very strong on the daily. Let's look at the weekly levels. The weekly levels having this W-like formation, coming and testing the weekly Tenkin. That's what Christian and I talked about right over here, right? We're looking at this weekly Tenkin, and that's why we said, hey, everything's going to be fine. Link is looking so strong. Look at this. This is going to be a bullish wick, man, especially if we close about $3.88. We close this week about $3.88, guys. That's going to be very, very bullish. I'm going to really like that. The week doesn't really need to do that. Perhaps closing about $4 is definitely going to be very bullish. Okay, so that's Link USD, guys. The daily is looking amazing. I wouldn't say amazing. I would like for it to break over this break over $3.88 on the daily close, and then have another candle there. Okay, if you have two candles above the zone over here, it's going to look really, really good. Okay, up until then, we are still sitting against major resistance on this line over here, $3.88. It is the daily 21 EMA. It is also a major horizontal, and we could see something like this, right? We could see something like that, but again, getting picked up on this blue box territory that we've been eyeing, as well as the key zone. Okay, apologies. There we go, the blue box territory as well as the key zone lining up very, very well. So that's Link USD looking really good. So those of you who are still in this trade, congratulations on nailing this trade. Link BTC now, this is the one that I am interested in, and looking even better, and no surprises here, right? If Link USD is looking good while Bitcoin is seeing a massive pullback, Link BTC has to look good, right? And look at that, closing above the 21 EMA, seeing that initial rejection of the 10 SMA, and then continuing on over. If we close over here, that's going to look really, really good. A close above 42,837 Satoshi actually is what I'd be looking for. If we do that, then again, looking towards this green horizontal over here at around 45,000 Satoshi, 45,500 Satoshi, somewhere around there, okay? Approximate numbers. I'm not here to give you targets and calls and all that nonsense. I'm here to teach you guys how I look at the markets. And hey, this major level that we bounced over here was what Krisha and I were talking about, right? Where we had that discussion on Link. Please go ahead and watch that video. You guys will get a better idea of our mindset. But we've been looking at all of us over here at Mango we've been looking at this major formation over here on the weekly time frame, and that's why I said, hey, Link could come all the way down over here and I'll be fine. And look at that wick right over here, guys. This is a bullish candle. Link coming down over here, getting picked up. I am actually upset at myself for missing this trade. Hey, I was focused on Bitcoin. Can't catch them all. I'm focused on Bitcoin as well as my spot buys. I actually bought some more spot this morning too. So overall I'm happy. I'm happy, but I would have actually really have liked to catch this trade, because I was actually planning on this one. I did not catch this trade. So once again, if you guys are still in Link BTC, you guys are going to be in this trade without me, and that's going to be painful, because this is looking really, really good, guys. What do we have over here? This rising wedge, or you could look at this as a ascending triangle, whatever the hell you want to look at, right? But what I really like about it as a pattern is because Link has been playing these formations within formations within formations, is what I really like about formations, when you have multiple formations all making one beautiful structure. And we had this ascending triangle, we had a symmetrical triangle within it on the daily, and we also had a cup and handle right over here, right, on the daily as well, all of which was all within a major. Here's your cup and handle, by the way. Let me hide the mango ribbon for you guys. Here's your cup and handle, here's your ascending triangle on the weekly, and we also had a symmetrical triangle or ascending triangle right within it somewhere there too. Everything right over here, yeah. Everything was so beautiful, and look how beautifully it plays out. Met its measure move over here too, right on the T, closing right over there. This looks like bots are trading it so well with liquidity, so that's why I like it, man. I know what, I'm not going to get into that right now, but this is one of the reasons why trading Link is so beautiful. So yeah, that's Link, guys. Link BTC, Link USD. Let's go ahead and talk about Ethereum now. We'll start with ETH BTC. We have ETH on the weekly chart. So yeah, coming up to our beautiful Kijun right there on the weekly. This is why I like playing the higher time frames, guys. Seeing that rejection of the Kijun making its way down. The question now is, do we see it get supported over here? Do we see it come down and test the 10K21? Honestly, guys, this is a major weekly level right over here where Ethereum's sitting at around 25,293 Satoshi. So even though I would say wait for this, I don't know if we come down here. There you go. That's our blue box territory, right, that we drew. And this blue box, by the way, that we drew was all the way somewhere around here. This is where we were looking to take our profits and get out of the trade, and that's exactly where Ethereum stopped. Did we trade this perfectly? No, we did not trade this perfectly. We've been trading Bitcoin perfectly. Ethereum and Chainlink, we've been getting in and getting out. I did catch a lot of this move, actually a big part of this move, but Ethereum had a few opportunities within this blue box that I did not capitalize on fully. I'm completely fine with that. No regrets over there at all. But now, however, if it closes this weekly underneath this blue box, am I drawing this blue box? Do you guys know that blue box is a tongue twister? At least for me, I can't say it. Yeah, I think I'm drawing this fine. Yeah, so closing underneath this, then I'd be looking towards this area over here, okay? Then I'd be looking towards this area over here, and that would be a buy. That would essentially be our higher low being put in place, and then we'd be shooting for a higher high. In that case, actually, perhaps we can look towards the top of this cloud over here. Damn, can we actually? I don't know. That would be me. I don't know, actually. Let's go ahead and look at the 3-day. 3-day also lining up there very well, very well with the top of the cloud over here, not coming in exact, but you guys know how much I like this 200 MA and the top of the cloud setup. Let's go ahead and look at the 2-day. Ethereum does like the 2-day a lot, and not much to be said over here. Actually, turn on the mango ribbon, and okay, so if we close over the 200 MA, that's actually going to be really good. If we close over the 2-day 200 moving average as well as the daily 10 SMA, that's going to be really good. So now currently it looks like we've had a retest of the 200 moving average. That was a buy opportunity. If we close above the 10 SMA, it's also going to line up with a blue box, by the way. Look how perfect that is. The 2-day 10 SMA lining up at the bottom of the blue box. It's like clockwork. Everything's panning out really well. Then I'll be like, you know what, maybe Ethereum actually sees another retest of the top of the box over here on the ETH BTC chart. So that's what I'd be looking for if I was bullish on it. If I was a bull and currently holding ETH BTC, we can go ahead and look at the oscillators on the 2-day actually. Wow, okay, this is still looking really, really good over here. And we did have bearish divergence on the 2-day. That does seem to have played out. I would have looked for a move all the way down to the 21 EMA, but on a bullish asset, when something's looking really, really good, I look for a test of the 10 SMA, and that's exactly what we are seeing. So this bearish divergence, did I say bullish divergence? I meant bearish divergence. I'm going to do that sometimes, by the way, guys. I do apologize. I'm going to say bullish when I mean bearish and bearish when I mean bullish, but you guys should know what I mean. In this case, it's pretty obvious, right? I mean bearish divergence, getting the test over here, 21 EMA, not too far away. We could still see that, but this is looking good. Okay, on the 2-day, we can look at the daily, see what's going on over here. Not the best look, but we have bullish divergence over here, actually, between this point and this point over here, but we need to take out this wick over here. If we take out this wick over here at around 2,000, so what is that, 26,000 Satoshi, I'd be looking for at least a test to these highs over here at around 28,000 Satoshi, and hey, perhaps further continuation. This daily is closing over the 21 EMA, guys. This is actually looking better and better the more I look at it. Wow. So ETH BTC is actually tempting me right now. I may actually consider this and try for a trade on this one. I may actually try for a trade on this one. Okay, ETH BTC is looking good. Let's go ahead and look at the 12-hour stochastic, see what's So no, nothing that's interesting me too much over here. Not on the stochastics at the very least. I'm not liking what I'm seeing over there. Neither over here. May come. This suggests that may come all the way down over here. But we do have weekly support and daily support over here. So how much emphasis do I want to put on the 12-hour this time around? Let's look at the Ichimoku on this, and the Tenkin, Kijun, Cloud. I do want to delete this over here. Okay, Cloud's looking bullish, right? But Kijun test is likely. If you're looking at the 12-hour, 4-hour, retesting the Tenkin, having a bearish TK cross. Not seeing that edge to edge just yet. We may come down and test this level over here. Lines up with a horizontal. So the high time frames are looking really good. Lower time frames does suggest further downside. So that's what makes this a little bit more difficult. I don't want to look at anything lower than the 4-hour, guys. And I suggest you guys do it that way too. I only use the 4-hour, etc. to get into a better position. I do not trade it. Not in these markets at the very least. Okay, not in these market conditions. So that's Ethereum, man. I'm tired. Had a long day out today with some really fun admin work, exciting admin work, exciting for the future. But it was so sunny outside. I mean, the sun gets overbearing. You get that, like, you know, that need to nap. So yeah, I'm feeling that right now. I just want to like take a nap after this video. I wanted to take a nap before this video, but I wouldn't have been able to do a video after a nap because I just get groggy and cranky after that. You guys don't want to see me cranky. I get hungry too. Okay, so that's ETH BTC. Let's go ahead and look at ETH USD. No, I have the chart opened right here for you guys. ETH USD on the weekly, and yep, testing the Kijun, not getting the test of the Tenkin right over here, but hey, the 1020 cross right over here. This is actually a bullish cross and seeing the pullback just as expected. Blue box territory. Oh, let's hide the mango ribbon because things are getting messy over here. Blue box territory right over here. Coming in at it, this does look like it was a bit of a trap, eh? Closing inside of it. If you're playing this on the weekly, and this is Ethereum, you would say, hey, at least a test towards $307. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were looking for that test to 307, 309, but seeing this looked a little bit trappy. As long as I drew this right, or was I a little bit too, maybe I didn't. Maybe we can adjust it slightly. It still looks very trappy to me. Where am I? Oh, right over here. Okay, yeah, this looks like a trap. This does look like a trap over here. 2 wicks inside and a close inside too. The way I'm seeing it right now, at the very least, maybe I spend a little bit more time, but trapped and dumped right after, right over there on the weekly. Let's go ahead and look at the mango ribbon now. We do have the Tenkin coming in right over there. If you close above the Kijun, it's going to be a good look, and then I'll be looking for a test towards the top of the blue box territory again. But what I do want to see is the Tenkin cross the Kijun. The good thing over here is we're seeing the 10 SMA cross the 21 EMA, but that does usually suggest that we start trending down towards that 21 and 10 SMA. But that would also mean that Bitcoin wants to come down unless Ethereum just goes sideways and this comes up. But hey, I actually don't have a strong opinion on this, guys. I actually do not have an opinion on this. The best thing I can think of is the close about the Kijun and playing off that. The close about 232 does line up with these guys over here too, and does line up with this as well over here. So that's what I'd be looking at. We can go ahead and put a horizontal right over there, and we can change the color so that we know that we just put this in. Okay, that's what I'd be playing. When I don't have a clear idea, it's just best to go and look for a better trade. As BTC is looking a lot better. Actually, this is a major horizontal right over here on the purple. This purple line over here, guys, 232 is where. Did I do that right? Why does that come up all the way down there? I'm a bit thrown off. Apologies. I thought I was looking at 232. How did it move up? Did I move it up by mistake? I think I may have moved it up by mistake. Okay, so we're looking at this guy right over here. Okay, looking at these guys over here. Okay, let's zoom out now and look at the purple line. Yeah, okay. So I may have moved it there by mistake. So around 231 to 242ish, you could look at as an entire zone. But again, I don't honestly, I don't have a strong opinion on this, guys. I don't. Is that where the Kijun's coming in at as well? Yeah, that's where the Kijun's coming in at. Okay, so we can wait for it to close over the Kijun and then reassess on the lower time frames. We can look at the 4 hours, see what's going on over there. 200 MA resistance right now, actually. So testing the 10 SMA, not the best. No, we may actually close over the 200 MA. We may actually close over the 200 MA. That's actually pretty good. Let's look at the 200 EMA. See what's going on over there. 200 EMA resistance and 10 SMA resistance, closing above both of that, as well as the Kijun. This line over here, 233, the purple line, closing above this entire zone over here. That's what we'd be looking for, right? Essentially, the best way to be looking at this now, in my opinion, is the 4-hour edge-to-edge trade. That's what you'd be looking for, okay? If we close back inside the 4-hour candles is what I'd be looking at. Okay, so ETH/USD, ETH/BTC, Link/USD, Link/BTC, we've looked at them all. Now let's go ahead and do a quick recap on Bitcoin. Damn, this video is probably really long. Bitcoin looking really good. We're looking for Bitcoin to perhaps hopefully spend some time sideways so I can get my entire position in. But if it does want to bounce over here, hey, all well and good. The 200 MA moving average is proving to be support over here. If we close above this, then perhaps I look for a wick only up to 8,666 and get my fill right over there. On tomorrow's candle close is what I mean. If we close today above the 200 MA, this is beginning to look better and better. I'm gonna be happy with that. Can't be sad on profits, right? I just want to get filled entirely and do it a little bit more patiently, trying a new way of building my position in while building on the weekly levels. Okay, that's just how I'm doing it for now. I don't know whether I'm going to stick to the system, so don't try and follow me on this yet, guys. If it turns out badly, you guys get to learn from my mistakes down the line. So this top of the blue box is resistance. 200 MA does look like it's being supported. If we close above that, then we can go ahead and look at the weekly levels. The weekly 10 SMA is coming in right over at 8,841. Bitcoin is currently sitting in at 8,821. So exactly $20 underneath it. So that is being resistance right now. We want to close the week above it. Essentially, what we can just look for is a Sunday close above this blue box territory right over here. If we do that, then I'm going to start looking at this red box again, and first target would be around I'd be looking straight forwards 9,141. If we can close above that, then I'd be looking towards 9,513, so on and so on. But hey, it's about being patient right now. We've been patient for a very, very long time, right? Just like how we played this trade, there was a time for patience, a time for execution. Actually, now is the time for execution and patience, the combination of both, because we're building a position. But the biggest part of the execution is over. Okay, we've gotten most of our trade. We've gotten a spot buy that I've been waiting for a very, very long time, very patiently, and now looking for a continuation. The monthly is coming to a close as well. Testing the 10kin, a good test. The monthly 10 SMA 8,930. If you can close the month above 8,930, closing very, very soon, it's going to be a very, very good month. It's a leap year, so we have 29 days, I do believe. Yep, 29 days. So let's keep an eye on that, guys. My name is Sean Dexter. I hope you guys enjoyed this very, very long video, and I'm apologizing for my rants. If you guys enjoy the rants, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys want me to cover a different coin later in the night, maybe I will do that. If you guys want me to cover a different coin tomorrow, let me know in the comments down below. Either way, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will be looking forward towards reading them and sharing my thoughts as well. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Throw it a like, throw it a subscribe, do it the mango way, do it the stress-free way. Ciao.